Okay, whilst they're sorting out the tech, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for giving up half an hour of your time to hear from Tyler and I. We are going to tell you about getting into creative industries, what it's like to be a young person working in creative industries, how difficult it is actually to access experience when you haven't got any experience. How do you actually get started in all this? So a little bit about what's on the screen as we get going. Tyler's going to give you some first-hand experience as a young person of doing things in a joined-up way almost in the creative industries, how he got started, and the bit that wasn't mentioned on the intro is Tyler now has a job working directly with me and the Adventures in Wisdom Institute, and that's something that is really exciting, and it's come out of this journey that you're going to hear about. So the agenda is about 3 things really. Firstly, Tyler's experiences and how hopefully that will inspire some of you to try things out. It's all about trying things out, finding out what you want to do, who you want to be, who you want to hang out with, where you want to go, all that kind of stuff, and what you want to make, importantly. We're also going to talk about what we've learned over the course of the last year from projects we've been working on together. Okay? So hopefully there'll be some really interesting learnings about how to do all this kind of stuff. And then we're going to introduce you, last thing, to a project that we've been working on that was mentioned in the intro, and it's called Dabble. And that's all about helping young people try stuff out. So any YouTube creators here? That's been and gone, right?
Do I need this one?
TikTok. Who's doing TikTok? Who's creating content on TikTok? Okay, a few smiles. Don't worry about putting your hands up. Who makes games on Roblox? No? Been and gone? Okay, we've still got a few Roblox game makers. Okay. You get the gist.
Tough crowd.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to switch into sharing a bit of what's happened over the last year.
Cool. So last year, Eastbourne held Eastbourne Alive, which was a part of the Turner Prize. I think some people in here did take part of it from who I can remember from Cavendish. Eastbourne Alive was a massive project which had almost 100 young people take part in volunteering opportunities. The pictures on the board are some of the many opportunities we had, and some of them included working with an artist called Sophie Wright. She was making different projects such as meditation pods, areas for people to go in the library, and also opportunities for people to relax and enjoy different parts of Eastbourne. Some other opportunities, like the image on the right, was working in the Eastbourne train station, giving out leaflets to people, being able to advertise what the Turner Prize is, and also having an opportunity for people to meet new people and also advertise what the programme was. And then the photo on the left and the right at the top are walking tours where we had a bunch of young people walking around Eastbourne, advertising what the Turner Prize was, and also showing people the different art areas all across East Sussex. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool. What about this one in the middle?
The photo in the middle is some of the many volunteers we had. In the middle of that picture, we had everyone meet up together and we all took a photo in the Chinese art studio, which was one of the final art projects before we ended the Turner Prize, and yeah.
So can I ask you a few questions?
Go for it.
How did you get involved in the first place?
I went into Eastbourne Alive because Talent Accelerator, based in Bexhill, they helped me find work experience all across East Sussex, and they gave me quite a few different opportunities to be involved with it, and they helped me find Eastbourne Alive, and they gave me quite a few different chances to try different things in the creative industry.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you were at college at the time.
Yeah.
How did you fit that in with your timetable?
I managed to get time off at college to do careers and work experience, and lots of the opportunities were also based at weekends, in the holidays, and also outside the school time. So if your college lets you, or your secondary school, you can do it within school time, but you can also do it at weekends, and lots of the opportunities were paid in expenses. So you'll be paid around £20 for helping for a few hours. So it's quite a good opportunity to earn some money if you want some.
Good. Okay. So the people that made Eastbourne Alive, a lot of young people. So the big job we had was try and change perceptions of Eastbourne. Who actually lives in Eastbourne? So most people here. So Eastbourne Alive, you might have seen the banners up in the street, that kind of thing. The Turner Art Prize, quite highbrow art in the town and gallery. What we were trying to do was ensure that it was associated with young people by having young people present every weekend, guiding visitors to the gallery and also to the other public artworks, as Tyler mentioned. What it did do, amazingly, was bond a whole group of people together. So friends invited friends, because it's pretty boring, right, standing on the station for 4 hours unless you're with your mates. But if you're all getting paid and all you've got to do is talk about the things that people can do when they come to visit the town, or if they live here, what they might not know is going on, then it proved to be a really good way for people to make connections. It was really powerful. And Tyler ends up doing how many? 4 different experiences?
Yeah.
And Lana, how many experiences?
Lana gig of about 3, and then after Lana finished Eastbourne Alive, they managed to get a job a couple of weeks ago working at a film company creating a World War II film at Canberra Sands.
So it's led on to other things. So this is the whole point. You make connections, you get involved in doing something, even better if you can do it with your friends because it's fun, and nobody should be out of pocket. So as the organisers of this, what we made every organisation take seriously is the fact that you, all the young people, need your time respecting. Because you could be hanging out with your mates, doing your college work, looking for a job, working in Sainsbury's, a whole host of other things, right? So if you're going to do some volunteering, you need to at least have your expenses covered. So we made that work, and some of the opportunities led on to a whole host of other things that were paid by the hour. And that included things like Bexhill After Dark and other opportunities like the walking tours Tyler mentioned. That was entirely co-created by young people. So young people went and designed the routes. They did the curation, which means explaining what the artworks are all about, taking questions from the public. And they did that in partnership with the organisers at the Town and Gallery. It was an amazing experience for the young people to put it on their CV and to build the confidence to be able to say, I can do this, I can run a project beginning to end. It's really cool. So, next slide, please. So we learnt a load of things about Eastbourne Alive. If you can just click through these things, we won't bore you with all the details, but suffice to say, a load of young people got involved, and we did all the difficult things, like checking that the organisations were safe to work with, that they had the right insurance, and that they were going to respect you and give you what you needed in expenses, as I mentioned. So important stuff. Most importantly, it got young people visible at all times around Eastbourne, associated with the Turner Prize, which is a massive thing, nationally, internationally. So it's good news for Eastbourne that young people are kind of in the heart of this for whatever comes next. So what does come next, we'll talk to you a bit about now. So if we move on to the next thing, okay, getting young people more broadly into creative industries is really difficult unless you know people. Getting into film, TV, all the kind of career spin-offs that come out of that, plus all the new things. Unless you're, it's the reason I asked about who's content creator already. Unless you're already doing it, it's really hard to break into, right? So, all of this is something that we took learnings from, and we've kind of fast-forwarded to next stage of thinking about how can we do this with young people so that it works for you. It's really important that you're part of the decision-making. So we ran a project called Making Work Experience Work, which started in February. Do you want to talk a bit about your involvement?
So Making Work Experience Work was an opportunity for us to get young people from colleges and different schools, and it gave them an opportunity to tell us what they want in a work experience, whether that be money, playing games, or just having fun in work. They could come and tell us, and it sort of let us know how we can advertise work experience to other employers. One of the images on the right is young people need your help. We're trying to advertise to employers that young people want to do work experience and want to find jobs, but they're not quite sure how to, or they can't get a job because they don't have the experience for that job. So Making Work Experience Works basically gave us a chance to get a group of young people, find out what they want to do, what industry, and then it helped us find employers to give them opportunities and chances.
Absolutely. Yeah, cool. So some of the conclusions that came out of this project, which has only finished in recent months, if you could skip on. We learnt loads of things. Now, I'm not going to read all these things off the screen, but I'm just going to tell you a couple of things that are really important. First thing is, creative industries is not about a workplace. It's not like one place you go to. Where have we been in the last week? Bognor yesterday, New Haven on Tuesday, Eastbourne tomorrow, Eastbourne today. We're at least in the same place for 2 days this week. But if we're making short films, we might be on location. If we're making games, we might be working in a studio. Or we might be working with a team of people remotely in different countries at different times of day. So workforce is what we're trying to help you prepare for, entering the workforce. Because you might do this off your own back, you might be doing it already, making money off your Roblox games, whatever it is. In which case, you're already learning how to get into a mode of work that could be self-employment or running your own business. Now, you might not learn much about that at school, but you can learn it in other ways. So we're trying to help open up opportunities to build all of the skills you need, to get the experience you need, to work out what you want to do. So some of this that we learned from Eastbourne Alive is that employers kind of go, yeah, young people, they're not work ready. Well, of course you're not. You're at school. You're not at work. It might be stating the obvious, but we need to help young people, as we have been doing, access the right type of opportunities at the right level. So myths and misconceptions about work readiness and having the right experience, all of that, we've really dug into that to try and help organisations understand what's the difference between taking somebody on a short work taster experience for an afternoon as opposed to having a 5-day placement. They're very different things. So with that understanding, we've been able to dig deeper into the things that matter to young people, like flexibility in your schedule, whether or not you like something, could you go back and do a bit more? We had lots of opportunities that worked out that way. So some young people have made relationships which mean that when they do come to try and find a 5-day placement, they've got the connections already because they've spent an afternoon in a pottery studio, or they spent a Saturday helping an artist set up an exhibition, or they did some testing with an organisation that was trialling a new product. So all sorts of different ways of getting involved. And importantly, the terms. You need some reward for your investment of time. So we're trying to help employers and or individual practitioners understand how to make that valuable for both sides. So that's key to what we've been doing. Next stage on this one, if you don't mind. It's all about widening access. So many young people can't find routes in. We've come up with what we think, and we want your feedback and input on this, is a way of doing this. Now, it's part tech and it's part about building networks. Can we just ask, who's on Discord? Okay, about a third have put hands up, so we'll take that as half. So we're using Discord. Yep. Tyler's our Uber admin on Discord, and we're running a server which has invited so far about 20 young people to feed into the design and development of a platform and app, which we can tell you more about in just a moment. So Dabble emerged out of that project. And Dabble is a platform and a network for young people who want to try things out, hence the name. So it's all about co-creating the kind of things that you might want to do. And that means working with professionals, organisations in ways that work for you. And all of these things, we're calling them micro work experiences, or work tasters is the name we're using, so that you don't have to feel like it's fixed and that it's a long period of time, and if you don't like it, you can't get out of it. It's all about trying it. Okay, on we go. Conscious of time. So we put this together for organisations primarily, and I know there's a few grown-ups in the room, but mostly young people. There's different levels that you can get involved. And for you young people, it's also really important to understand difference. You might want to do something really ambitious. Let's say you are a content creator. You might want to work with an organisation, and you've got an idea for something like a games festival, an esports tournament, whatever it might be, a fashion show for young people, whatever it could be. You might want to co-create a project, in which case we can help introduce you to the right people to do that. As it turns out, I'm Careers Enterprise Advisor for East Sussex College, which means I advise them on how to interact with and create opportunities for young people in creative industries. So we're well connected to be able to bring really ambitious ideas to life as well. as simpler things. Like you might want to go and see what it's like to be the CEO of the Delaware Pavilion. That was a real one. That ran last year. Somebody got to spend a day working with Stuart, Drew, seeing what a CEO does. So Delaware Pavilion puts on a whole range of different things. What's he do 9 to 5? Well, you can find out because he'll take young people in and let you watch what he does. But it's pretty low engagement. Doesn't get you much opportunity to influence what he does, but you at least get to see it. So we're thinking that's quite low on the youth voice scale, but it's an interesting opportunity nonetheless. And there's plenty of things in the middle which might be regular volunteering, which requires a little bit more commitment on your part, perhaps a little bit more organisation on the part of an organisation, but when it works really well. Okay, onwards. Thank you. Do you want to talk about Dabble?
Yeah. So the project we're working on is called Dabble. It's an app for young people to download and they can find work experience all across East Sussex. We're aiming it at young people to find creative work tasters based on their interesting skills. That can be gaming, creating IT platforms, creating artwork. It's sort of a whole general part of creative industries. That can include construction as well. And Dabble is an opportunity for employers to put what they have for young people to find quite easily, and it also tells young people how much they get paid from it, because lots of people probably want to earn money from their job. And it's sort of a good area to find it because lots of young people say they cannot find work experience online or they don't know where to go. So the whole point of Dabble is a chance for them to find this. And there's 3 parts to Dabble. There's the Discover part, which allows young people to follow what creative ideas they want to do and find the company that does it. They can choose a work taster that works for them, the timings for them, their timetable based around their school. And it gives them a chance to contact the organisation, have a chat with them, and also find out what they do and if they actually want to be working for them. So Dabble is about to come out. We're hoping to aim for about January, February time. The QR code is on there, so if anyone has their phone and would like to sign up for the app ready for when it goes live, then feel free to do so. We also have leaflets if anyone wants them to join the app, and we're hoping to try and aim for 100 young people at first and try and give them as many opportunities as they can.
Absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant.
That's
If you want to talk a little bit more about it, or you've got ideas for things and you want to run it past us, if you're interested in getting involved as an organisation, or you've got work experience you're looking for and you just want some ideas, come talk to us. We'll be here all day. Okay.
exciting.
On from that one. So just to wrap up, and then we'll take a few questions if there are any. What are young people good for in a workplace? Well, it's the beginning of your stage of life where you're going to think about what you might do for the rest of your life. It's really, really hard to get all of that into view and be clear about it. So you've got to try things. But what I've learned, certainly, even in working with Tyler for a year, are all these things. Absolutely. I've learned all these things. I had no idea how we could do some marketing automation as quickly as Tyler did earlier in the week. And that has saved me money that I would have paid out to a marketing organisation. And it's also given me a toolkit that we can replicate for other projects. And that's in itself hugely valuable. It's not just different task-based activities, it's also about ideas. We had conversation yesterday with an international esports organisation that are looking for people to create bedrock maps in Minecraft. There is such a thing. An organisation looking for young people to do that. I see a few smiles around the room because people know what I'm talking about, right? That's actually something that an organisation is looking for. So all of this, if you'd have asked me that even like a year ago, I'd have to ask my 12-year-old son, what exactly is bedrock bit? I know Minecraft, but this is how the world has moved on. And so schools are using Minecraft, as some of you have no doubt doing. Other schools are looking at Roblox because it's a little bit more flexible. We're looking at running an entire zone at Games Fest in Hastings in January, where young people will be able to come and show games they've made, invite other people to come and test them, and to just get involved more generally in the event. So this is the kind of thing we've got going on, and this is all based on enthusiasm and ideas. As you can probably tell, I don't stop talking unless somebody tells me that it's time, nearly. It's because I love doing creative things. So I learn every day, and this is the most important thing. We learn together, and I'm still making games, and I'm in my 50s. And I've been really lucky to have a career that's enabled me to make football games, cricket games, virtual reality games for big brands, for training and for fun, all manner of things. But I can't do that without the inspiration that comes from learning from young people about technologies that are kind of passing me by, because I'm a bit too busy to be on TikTok quite as much as my daughters, for example, or some of you. So it's a partnership thing. Generations need to work together, and this is the thing that I'm most passionate about. We all learn from each other, and it's really important. I know that from having been a teacher and from having been a business founder and all these other things. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we're building communities constantly. Tyler's building us a Discord community for Dabble. That's just one instance of this. The other work we're doing, we're in West Sussex yesterday, and we're facilitating programs for creative businesses to grow. Now, they don't know what we're going to unleash on them yet, but it's all going great, and we've got a whole other angle about bringing young people in to work with them. So all manner of positive things come from working with young people. That is the whole basis of what we're about. Anything you want to say by way of conclusion?
No, it's pretty much, yeah. We designed the company and community interest company to work with young people and get as many young people involved as possible, and to try and give them more opportunities, because being able to have quite a few opportunities for me has helped me massively, and I want to try and give that chance to other people.
Brilliant. That's us, I think. Oh, yeah. Future-proof your business. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.